Coming up on First at 4, it's been months since a Knott County man was last seen. We'll have the latest on the search to find him. Plus, Kentucky's primary election is roughly 3 months away now. We're getting you ready before you cast your vote.
Plus, a wet and windy Thursday is on tap. Your forecast coming up as Mountain News First at 4 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, Kentucky State Police are still looking for a Knott County man they say may have been missing for months. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox is in Knott County with more on the investigation.
Police are looking for 56-year-old Richie Sloan. Police say Sloan was last seen walking close to his home near Craig Court on Kentucky Highway 160. Kentucky State Police Trooper Matt Gayhart says they suspect Sloan has been missing for a few months.
At the time of these reports, he had been missing for approximately a couple of months at that time. So we think he maybe disappeared toward the end of last year, maybe the first of the year.
Gayhart says foul play is not suspected, but they are not ruling it out. Police also issued a warrant for Sloan's arrest for public intoxication. I will take a closer look into the investigation at 6. And Knott County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Trooper Gayhart says they have also learned Sloan may suffer from mental health issues. Secretary of State Michael Adams confirmed 6,700 new voters registered in January in the Commonwealth. And as the primary election gets closer, WYMT's Olivia Calfee has more on what you need to know.
This year's primary election is set for May 21st, and as it quickly approaches, Perry County Clerk Wayne Napier shares some of those important dates that you need to know before we get there.
Everyone needs to vote. They have the right to their opinion, and they should express it because that's the right they have. Registration deadline is April 22nd. They can go online, but it'd be easier to call our office. Call or come in, either one. Just call, give them the name, and we can look it up and see if they're registered.
It is also important to ensure that you have a form of identification with you as you head to the polls. A driver's license is typically the easiest to get in and out, the fastest. But for now, I am reporting in Perry County, Olivia Calfee, WYMT Mountain News.
Olivia, thank you. We'll have more on the primary election coming up tonight at 6.
We are tracking some more nice weather across the region on this Wednesday. Plenty of blue sky and sunshine. Also some more warm weather. Let's take a live look from Southwest Virginia from UVA-wise. A little bit cooler, I guess you can say, in Southwest Virginia at 54 degrees. I say cooler because most of us in the middle to even upper 60s right now, up to 63 in Jackson, also Pikeville, 64 in London, and 66 for Somerset, also in Wayne County for Monticello at this hour. Up on the radar, nothing happening right now as we are tracking high pressure to continue. So as a result, we stay dry as we go into this evening. If you have those plans, those clouds are set to increase though as that next weather system is knocking on the door. So we are watching out for an increase in those clouds. Also not as cold as we go into this evening. Low temperatures back in the middle to upper 40s as you wake up on your Thursday. And speaking of your Thursday, that next weather system is set to move across the region on Thursday. We could see some wet weather, also some windy weather. We could see winds up to 25 or 30 miles per hour at times on Thursday. And yes, some more heavier showers are possible as well. And once that system passes, we are much cooler to kick off this weekend. All those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Cameron, thanks. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States, but in the years to come in Kentucky, every February 21st will mark a push for prevention. This day moving forward will be known as Suicide Prevention Day. Before signing the proclamation this morning, Governor Beshear wanted to make it clear that this day is in honor of many who have lost their lives to suicide.
Working to prevent suicide requires the very best of who we are as people and as leaders. It requires our compassion and our empathy. It requires our healthcare systems, communities, and the state working together to provide resources targeted to have the biggest impact.
Advocates also had the chance to meet with lawmakers to discuss bills that bring mental health services to veterans and first responders. United Auto Workers say the nearly 9,000 union members at Ford's Kentucky truck plant in Louisville will stay on the job. The union threatened that they would go on strike if local contract issues were not resolved. They say Ford failed to reach an agreement with UAW Local 862 more than 5 months after the contract deadline. The two sides were trying to come together on health and safety at the plant. Now Union President Todd Dunn says a tentative agreement has been reached. Britain's King Charles met with the country's Prime Minister today for the first time since his cancer diagnosis. The two met at Buckingham Palace. Earlier this month, we learned that the 75-year-old monarch was battling an unspecified form of cancer. While undergoing treatment, Charles has postponed public engagements. He is planning to continue with much of his private work, including having his weekly audience with the Prime Minister. Jury selection is happening today for the trial of the Rust armorer who brought the gun to the set used by Alec Baldwin in the deadly 2021 shooting. During a rehearsal for the Western film, the actor fatally shot cinematographer Helena Hutchins. Armorer Hannah Gutierrez-Reed has been charged with involuntary manslaughter and tampering with evidence. She's been accused of loading a live round into the gun after unknowingly bringing live ammunition onto a set where it was expressly prohibited. She has pleaded not guilty. The families of Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie are set to attend a mediation conference today. The two families are trying to resolve a lawsuit filed by Petito's parents. They claim Christopher and Roberta Laundrie knew their son killed his fiancée during a cross-country road trip and intentionally kept quiet. The Laundries have denied that Brian told them he killed Gabby, but according to court documents, they have acknowledged Brian called them on August 29, 2021, saying Gabby was, quote, gone, and that he would need a lawyer. Coming up on First at 4, climate change could be playing a role in how animals do their yearly migrations. We'll check out some confused crabs.
Plus, rain returns tomorrow and some could be heavy. Those details after this break.